Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel. So today I am joining Janet from RTS and she is doing the 6x6 paper pad series along with inspirations from Scrapbook Generations, and so she had emailed me and asked me if I would like to join. And of course, Janet is a really good scrapbooking friend. I've learned a lot from her, and I said without a doubt yes. And so here I am showing you the items that I plan on using for my layout, and then I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my process, and then I'll show you the finished layout. So again, this is a 6x6 paper pad series, and so I'm working with an older Simple Stories paper pad called We Are Family, and as you can see, it's in a Ziploc baggie. This is how I store my 6x6 paper pads, especially if I've used them already, because then I could keep all of the little stuff in there, and I know that if I put it on inside my basket on a shelf, that if I pull it out, the little things won't fall out because they're in the bag. And so this one, I've used a few of them already, as you can see here, and I'm just going to be kind of playing around with it. The reason why I picked this was because I like the colors, and the photos that I have some family theme in it, and it's also double-sided, so I'm sure I can get a lot out of this pad. Now for sketch, because we are supporting Scrapbook Generations, I am going to be creating this layout with this sketch. I know it's pretty small and you can hardly see the image, but I'll let you know that this one is a free sketch from September 2015, and so that's what I'm going to be using. There's 4x6 photos on the top, and then like squares, I think it's 3x3 squares on the bottom, and it's supposed to have 9 photos in there, and I'm not sure how many photos I have. I always print my photos 3x4, whether that's horizontal or vertical, and so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 photos. So of course this is I'm gonna have to do a little bit of figuring out which one would work best, or photos I might have to eliminate some photos, or we'll see how it goes. But I am going to try to stick with the main design of the sketch. And then I have some 12x12 papers here. These are my white papers, which is basically the backside of pattern papers that I don't care for anymore, and so that's what I'm going to be using. And then these photos right here. Now these photos are just kind of a collage, or a mix match of photos from when my sister visited us. We made some Filipino food when she was here, and then we went to the mall, and then this was when we were saying goodbye at the airport. So I'm gonna kind of do my journaling of the things that we did, kind of like a summary of the things that we did. And then of course I'm going to use this pad, and so I hope that you come back and watch how I create this. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do a process video, but I will definitely show you how the layout turned out.
Alright, so I did a lot of the pre-cutting already, and I ended up doing, instead of 3x3s for those little squares on the bottom, I did them about 2 3/4, so that there would be space in between those boxes. And then what I decided to do, since my photos were only 3x4 and the sketch called for 4x6 on the top, I decided to go with all of my vertical photos, go to the top. And because I don't have a lot of the vertical photos, I filled in the rest of them with some pattern paper. So that one that you see there is, of course, 6x4. And then on the left side, I will have a 3x4. And then also, to add a little bit more interest to those boxes, I added some pen stitching on each of them. That one is the one that took a long time, but I like the results of it. And so I'm just doing them. I picked 4 different patterns, and as you can see, there's a little bit of pattern going on where the same paper goes diagonal. And so that's basically what it is. And then I did cut out a 1/2 inch strip of that heart paper, and because it's a 6 inch strip, that I have this seam in the middle, but after everything is said and done, you don't really see it. And then I just added a few more washes just because there's a lot of open space on that side. So basically that's how it's going to look. And then the other side will be similar. And then I also added some banners, and then I actually cut them from one of the 6x6 paper pads, and then I'm going to put 4 of those on the left side. Now I have some horizontal photos that I wanted to sprinkle on the bottom of my page, but because of the pattern that I've created on the background, they were getting a little lost. So I decided to mat them, and I had some scraps of craft cardstock from a previous project, and then I decided to mat all of those with the leftover cardstock that I have. And then here I'm just adding my banners, and this came out pretty quickly after I have cut all of the squares. And I love how this design helped me to use up the 6x6 pad that I have. Now I still have a few more papers from that pad, which it seems like it just never I just never get to finish a pad. I don't know if you are like me. If you're always, it seems like your papers or your pads just never seem to get used up. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, here I'm just overlapping all of the photos on the bottom. I decided to kind of create a cluster for the food on the left, and then for a little bit more of our trip to the mall onto the right. Now I had picked up the adventure from that thickers that I wanted to use up, and I used the word the gold word adventure for that, but it just seems like it needed a little bit more. And so I'm using this very old My Little Shoebox small letter stickers that I have, and it has orange, and I know that my son had orange in the photos, and then there's, you know, a little bit more orangey in the food, and so that's what I put in there. And then I added some more decorations. Now those circles and the word strips are all from the pattern papers. I'm happy that I was able to pull that out. And that's basically my layout. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope that you catch all of the rest of the people that are participating in this blog hop, and I'll catch you guys